really, really aggressive games. And I hope to see that trend continue, even in a matchup like this. Luigi against Samus, probably not what you have in mind in terms of aggressive playstyles, but in terms of how explosive both of these players are, we might be in for a treat.
It's starting off on PS2, the old reliables, and we already see kind of this a bit more methodical mid to long range gameplay coming out from both of these players.
Yep, definitely, and the first breakthrough is going to be that charge shot, is going to combo as well into a solid 50 off of that single neutral win. And now Sisqui, here's the thing, right? You want to play that long range in such a way that you set up a strong mid-range, and that's exactly what Sisqui is doing, just charging the charge shot. But oh, look at this. Luugi showing his proficiency with those confirms. Look at that, the final back air getting just that little bit of extra damage, and the pressure continues. The up smash almost getting that KO, and the back air, the pressure is on. I told you, in terms of explosiveness, we might be in for a treat. Luugi does not disappoint.
All of that off of that one opening from that grab, just maintaining all of that momentum and just exploding Sisqi's stock. But speaking of exploding stocks, Sisqui responding immediately with that charge shot to even up the game. Lovely little ladder combo right there. Get the 35. And again, that's what I was saying before. The charge shot with enough charge, able to beat out those mid-range projectiles from Luigi, and it gives so much reward as well for Sisqui.
For sure, man. And look at this. Talking about control, this is not even explosiveness. This is just cool, calm, collected, surgical precision. The charge shot coming through, covering not just the roll, not just the normal get up, not just the get up attack, but even the jump with the correct timing. So Sisqui just got that all-in-one tool. Ready to go. Another charge shot into the backer. Sisqui, calm down. The ledge trap with the bomb as well, just constantly putting on the pressure. Luugi finds that one break. Here we see those combos. The upbeat is not sweet spot. Wouldn't have KO'd either, but it definitely would have been a lot better for Luugi for... Oh! Excuse me?
Wow. What an incredible follow-up right after 2 grabs was all it needed. It really felt like the Sisqui show for the last part of that game, but Luugi proving that you cannot ever count Luigi out in any instance.
Yeah, and that's just... Oh, he clanks away the normal hitbox with the landing part of his air. Finds the combo, but the up-B doesn't KO. And you have to wonder, is that because it is failing on the previous up-B? Because that could have been the deciding factor. Now Luugi does finds the reversal with the back air. Can he pressure further? The forward air comes out. Sisqui cannot make it. Luugi is the epitome of explosiveness. That was insane.
All 3 of those stocks just sealed for Luugi thanks to those big initial openings, and just his ability to maintain that advantage afterwards was what really, really impressed me throughout that entire game. Not only did he get those big early grab combos, it was how he was able to find the openings right afterwards, maintain that momentum, and seal those stocks. Even though Sisqui had those incredible moments, we saw immaculate usage of that charge shot throughout that game. Luugi was just able to respond with so much explosive power.
Yeah, and it's absolutely insane how, like you mentioned, Luugi just gets a single hit and pushes and pushes and pushes. It's quite impressive. I think the like you said, the less impressive thing is getting the combo. Like, anyone can practice the combo, anyone can get good from there, and but on the other hand, the advantage state is a whole other skill, and Luugi definitely one of the better Luigis that I've seen at holding on to that advantage. Right now though, Sisqui again holding down a solid neutral, but the grab comes through. Luugi doesn't get the right down air hitbox that he was looking for, has to end the combo early, and that is exactly what Sisqui is looking for. Now holds on to that solid neutral game. The down B ledge trap, the up tilt unfortunately gets sent the wrong way. Luugi is gonna take that, the down B's come back in. How do you make it through that? You don't! Oh, you do! You do!
Oh, that air dodge was so clutch.
That was some Matrix level stuff right there by Luugi, but does have to bite the bullet. Not before surprising the hell out of all of us. Has a nice little bit of a, or has tacked on a nice little bit of a percentage, but not quite enough to get Sisqui close to KO percent. You do have to keep in mind heavier characters in the game.
Yeah, we're already seeing one of the reasons why Sisqui has obviously picked Battlefield here. Excellent reaction on that lock. But one of the reasons, of course, Sisqui has picked Battlefield is so that He can abuse that up B out of shield. If it misses, he's retreated safely to that top platform, a space where Luigi can't really effectively pressure. And if it hits, well, he's relieved that pressure, returned back to neutral, able to charge a charge shot and get some nice damage in.
Exactly as you mentioned, Virum, and right now Luugi fighting for that first hit. 7% on Samus. You have to be a little bit scared about the potential combos coming out from Luigi's side. So Sisqui being smart, being wise, holding on to those platforms, and now Luugi's counterplay kind of biting him in the behind, because you know it's hard to find those combo starters when your opponent's on the platform.
Exactly.
There's the
that was really nice. Oh, you saw him try to pressure on the platform right there. Oh, doesn't get the follow-ups after the combo. That's a big drop from Luugi right there. Goes to the tech chase.
Big drop for sure. He needed the full combo to make a comeback in this situation. Gets another grab. The forward air followed though. No AB. Was half expecting it to come out, but Luugi was not feeling it in that scenario. Just gets another grab. Oh, the DI mix-up by Sisqui goes in this time. Luugi was already buffering a dash forward, and that, one of the disadvantages of Luigi, you might get those big combos, but you need to be ready to react, and that can be hard in an environment like this. Sisqui making full use of that. The forward air coming through, forces the air dodge with the charge shot, and now Luugi in a sticky situation. Again, the ledge roll. Sisqui was ready, but not quite in a position to punish. The LB call out on the jump. Sisqui loves using those. And now Luugi in a sticky situation again. He cannot find his way out.
Yeah, this is just looking like a absolute control for Sisqui at the moment. Those screw attacks rather stale. Even with the amount of range, the bomb into charge shot enough to take that game. A commanding victory from Sisqui in that game too.
All right, Jordan, let me ask you a question.
Fire away.
What is the most cheater aspect of Samus's toolkit? There's only one answer.
Oh, you know, I feel like you want me to say the nature of the disadvantage, particularly on stages with platform. The way that she can just kind of evade pressure using the bombs as well as the up B to mitigate a lot of the potential disadvantageous situations, while simultaneously being a very, very heavy character. Because a lot of characters of and above Samus's weight are not good in disadvantage at all. Sure. They're very, very vulnerable. But Samus has ways to adjust her momentum in midair. Not the best hitboxes below her outside of the bombs, but you know, she has that frame 4 out shield screw attack as well to relieve that pressure. Yeah, and we saw that so much in that game.
Yeah, and I think the essence of that is just a downbeat, right? Allowing her so many movement mix-ups, shrinking her hurt box, and on top of that, that move also allows her to get those insane ledge traps that Luugi has been struggling with. It's just been downbeat ledge trap after downbeat ledge trap, and Luugi just cannot get through. And the combination of disadvantage utility, neutral utility, advantage utility, that downbeat just does so much work and no one talks about it because we're all busy getting hit by charge shot. So I mean, it's very understandable, but I just want to highlight how well Sisqui has been using that downbeat bomb to limit the opponent's options.
Limit the opponent's options and then capitalize afterwards off of the potential openings as well. You know, we're seeing a lot of these up tilts, we're seeing these charge shots to cover so much space. What? That down there after the Zair was such a good response right there. My goodness.
That was crazy.
Continuing to surprise me.
Yeah, just extending his advantage in ways that we haven't really seen Luigi's do before. So far, though, Sisqui is staying in the game very, very well, even building up a little bit of a lead again. But as we have seen, a lead is not a lead, not if Luugi is on the sticks, knows how to find those big openings. And I know I look a little bit silly because I started to set off saying like, oh, Luugi plays a little bit more methodically, and then when the grab is there, he just kind of capitalizes on it. So far, he's just been finding grab after grab. There's no method needed because he's been exploding every single stock that Sisqui has thrown his way. So far, though, Sisqui doing a little bit of that explosiveness of his own, finding that charge shot off stage, just limiting all his opponent's options. And Luugi almost getting that jab block, almost finishing that stock. A very, very solid sequence, getting himself back into the game. He just needs another one of those combos, find that final hit, and he's looking for it. You can see it, the roll-ins. trying to penetrate that zone, but Sisqui not allowing it. Just staying cool, calm, and collected. Firing off those projectiles, the charge shot especially, like you mentioned before, just such a great coverage options. And here we see the down Bs coming in again, limiting the options.
Sisqui slightly misspacing himself right there. Didn't want to get the bomb jump right there. Probably wanted another bomb to cover that recovery from Luigi. That's going to be a big punish. One stock apiece.
One stock apiece indeed, and they're both one hit away from a KO, believe it or not. The back air and a little bit off on the DI right there. It can be hard to react to, of course. Very well done by Sisqui finding a break. And that's what you need. Because we know when you don't finish with Luugi, he's going to finish you off, right? So that KO, absolutely necessary. And now Sisqui looking solid. Looking solid for sure.
Yeah, Luugi most likely wanted to drift back just to kind of regain some space just before that back air hit, and in doing so, that made that DI not the best. I mean, that back air from Samus and Dark Samus is incredibly strong nonetheless, especially for its speed. But yeah, it should not be KOing center stage with no rage at sub 100 against a midway character, I don't think.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Sisqui now at a 2-1 lead, and Luugi said, hey, you know what? Let's bring it back to Smashville. He liked the stage, probably just has some adaptations that he wants to make on his play, and so far, he does get the grab, does get a nice advantage state here, but the ledge trap isn't enough. So that's one of those things, right? Samus is so floaty. So if Samus does get the ledge jump from the ledge, she has a lot of time to react to the opponent. Talking about reactions, the down air from offstage, no sir. Up B out of shield, getting money. Luigi just finding that sweet spot. Shoryuken, and another one. Did you know, Viren, Luigi's a Shoto? He has a Fireball, a Shoryuken, and a Tatsu. It's his down B.
Down B or side B. Side B is the one that moves forward.
Yeah, but down B goes through projectiles, right? So it's a correct Tatsu. So far, Luugi just looking extremely strong this game, finding 2 critical combos in a row, and now Sisqui is on the back foot. And like we said before, it is so tragic when you're behind against a zoner. But in this situation where you're ahead, it's the exact opposite. Now it's all up to the zoner to make the plays.
Yeah. And particularly when you're behind versus the character like Luigi, who you know can explode your stock at basically any given moment, given the right opportunity, it feels extra stressful. This particular position for Sisqui is actually not quite as bad. Of course, it's got to look out for an errant back air or an SD under Smashville. Not well, the kind of players you want to be seeing here in winners finals, unfortunately, but Sisqui has proven throughout this bracket that he is able to make these comebacks.
Yep, and he's just gotten a chance at life. Let's see if Sisqui makes it happen. Doesn't have the time to set up a ledge trap with the down B, but does continue his pressure. Right now, Luigi finally made his way back to neutral, tries to roll in again. Another one of those cheeky down airs. You gotta be careful if you're Sisqui, because that down B, it's still ringing in my mind. It's still ringing in my mind. So, you know, I wouldn't be using them, but Sisqui definitely assertive enough to say, hey, you still gotta respect this option. Luugi finding that misfire is gonna recover, but the down B bombs, we talked about it, is such an oppressive tool in neutral, advantage, disadvantage. It does not matter. Sisqui right now on the Rosso does trade with the back air, gets the weak hit. Not a big deal. Charge shot controls the neutral, no follow-up, but does get the pressure with the jab one. Tries to keep Luigi in the air, and that's one of Luigi's biggest weaknesses. He is such a floaty character, one of the slowest short hops in the game.
Yeah, incredibly floaty, incredibly poor airspeed as well. Just very vulnerable when stuck in those airborne positions. Good back air, and that's going to be enough. Very similar to the previous game, Sisqui likely trying to hold back, fade back, and that meant the poor DI on that back air. Now a Game 5 situation here in this winners finals.
Exactly what you would like to see, and not something that we saw coming, Viren, because like, again, on paper, we looked at the matchup and we said, hey, like, Samus should be the exact archetype that Luigi struggles with. But Luugi just finding the right openings, especially in that last game. We saw him start off, get the 0 to death, stock 2, get a huge combo, didn't quite get the KO, but was hella close. And now we're into Game 5. Sisqui cannot go to Smashville, cannot go to Yoshi's. Oh, yep, exactly. Cannot go to Battlefield, cannot go to Yoshi's. That's what it is. So given these stages, where should Sisqui go?
Hmm. That is a good question. My gut wants to say somewhere like Kalos, maybe. You
That's what
know,
I was thinking as well.
yeah, you've got a lot of that big open space that's really, really nice for Samus. Yep, there it is. There's the pick to Kalos Pokemon League. But in addition, of course, you have those platforms on the sides. If you're cornered, you can use the up B to retreat to those.
Yeah, Coach Virum with the correct read right there. Kalos, yeah, like you said, and one of the biggest things about Kalos, in my opinion, is the higher ceiling, right? So I'm not familiar enough with Luigi's combos to say for sure. But given what we've seen in terms of kill screens and these up Bs just barely not KOing, I would wager that his zero to death actually functions a lot less consistently on Kalos. And I'm interested to see if I'm right. And I'm interested to see if Sisqui picked this stage for that reason and is maybe going to play a little bit more aggressive, knowing that he will not get blown up quite as badly as normal. But the wall jump gets called out. Sisqui saved this jump though. That was scary. Now Sisqui gets this early combo, upper, doesn't go for the up B finisher, instead decides to go for a reset with that extra up air, tries to get the land with the down smash. Definitely an overextension. Luugi not giving that to Sisqui. Now we're back to what is basically an even scenario. Charge shot though, big control, forward air, control that airspace, very hard commitments, but very good reward as well. And now Sisqui kind of weaving around Luugi. Another aggressive forward air. Luugi finds the opening, big, but I think Luugi's main issue in this set so far has been his ledge trapping. He hasn't really ledge trapped correctly, and it's been biting him in the behind, because when he gets on the ledge, Sisqui just finds KO after KO, hit after hit, and if you cannot do that back to your opponent, then well, that is a huge deficit, and we can see the results of that deficit already. Sisqui sitting extremely pretty on only 60% on his first stock, while Luugi is already starting to sweat on his second one.
Yeah, and this is a real precarious offstage position for Luigi as well. Definitely don't want to be dealing with Samus in those sorts of positions. Excellent call out on the jump. Another ledge trapping situation. Beautiful charge shot once again, and the Zair clipping as well. The wall jump helping to extend that edge guard potential too. Blitz by the bomb. Finally gets away, but still stuck in this corner. Luugi not having a chance to breathe. Find his footing back on center stage, and what an immaculate sequence coming out from Sisqui right there. 3 stocks to 1. It's going to take a miracle now, Ramses, for Luugi to close up this gap.
We've seen Luugi. He is a miracle worker so far, though. Sisqui is a non-believer. Look, Luugi? He does find the down throw up B. Okay, we got a game, ladies and gentlemen. We got a game. 2 more combos, and Luugi has won here, okay? So, Sisqui going back to the platform, doing exactly what he needs to do, just camping the ever-living life out of Luigi. So far, Luigi struggling to get in with that platform play, combined with that grounded play when charge shot is fully charged. Finds a down B, doesn't even connect, and now he's in big trouble. Ooh, gets a combo though. It's crazy how quickly Luugi can reversal these situations. I say he's in big trouble, and the next thing I know, he finds a hit. Next thing I know, his advantage state is over, and Sisqui takes the win. Just like that, we got Sisqui qualifying for Grand Finals, and Luugi going down to Losers Finals.
Yeah, the incredible flexibility and unpredictability of that charge shot coming into play right at the end there. Just there's so much that Samus and Dark Samus are able to do out of that charge shot. We saw right at the end the game-winning confirm was the uncharged charge shot into the dash attack at that mid-range, and she has so many other potential combos from various charges of the charge shot. She can combo into the grab, she can combo into most of her aerials, she can combo into a forward smash at specific range and percentages as well. And yeah, we just saw we saw a lot of the potential of Samus and Dark Samus coming out in Sisqui's gameplay throughout that entire set. I mean, we saw a lot of potential from both characters, really. As we mentioned multiple times before, that explosive, very, very powerful gameplay coming out from Luugi. doing such a superb job maintaining advantage in a lot of situations outside of the ledge traps, as you mentioned, but he did manage to get a couple of very critical edge guards in there. We saw that a lot in the game 1 as well as the game 4. Those edge guards really crucial for sealing those turnaround stocks.
Sure, for sure. And to close out the set, let's look at some replays, some of the best moments from both of these players. Luugi, that explosiveness, I'd love to see it again. And just like that, we see the recovery coming through, getting beaten out.
Yeah, there was such a dominant game 1 for Sisqui right here, and this combo right here, such excellent awareness. Instead of going for the up B, risking the potential to knock out the KO, and there's the edge guard mentioned before. Excellent stuff to Luugi in that game 1.
Yep, and the Battlefield game, excellent defense with the up B out of shield, and Luugi fighting that jab block. I love it, man. That forward air, it's such a shallow angle on that.
Yeah, very quick, hard to deal with move. Very similar to something like a Pac-Man fair, just not quite as fast as well. Just puts you in that low, awkward position. So good. Once again, that up B, such a good answer to the landing down air right there.
Yep, and here we see the down smash, kind of 2-frame there. Very nice pressure by Sisqui. Luugi, of course, the down throw up B, his last fighting chance, but Sisqui had none of it. That baby charge shot into the dash attack, exactly what he needed. Very well done by both players. Like you said, explosiveness and some surprise KOs there as well. We saw the Luigi's there. It's such a unique move because you throw it out on your landing and then you go into your landing like immediately. It takes quite a long time to become active, and then if it's